Well, can you tell us about this system of sending in produce from the grower to the retailer, or to the housewife?
Well, my idea about the whole thing, it's not really fair to the greengrocers. The farmers are they're going to sell them stuff. My idea later on would be glad of us mugs to get them out of trouble at a big price. We don't see them, that stuff's dirt cheap. We got marrows at penny each and we can't shift them.
Does it affect you in any other way? Do your customers go elsewhere?
Well, it doesn't do us any good, do it? Don't do us any good. I think if a greengrocer's going to take this laying down, we're chumps. That's all I'm going to say in the matter. Well, everybody's got to live, haven't they? What's that?
Us retailers don't think it's fair.
Us retailers don't think it's fair for the farmers to come in and sell it at ridiculous prices. Well, not exactly ridiculous, because stuff is rotten cheap now at the moment. If they was to send it to London, they couldn't sell it.
Did they send it up when things were difficult to get?
Yes, and we had to beg for it. Please, can I have a bag? Please, can I have this? Please, can I have that?
And now there's a glut?
Now there's a glut, but well, we don't see them. In fact, we don't want to see it. We can pick our stuff up in London just as cheap as they can sell it. We got marrows at penny each and they won't look at them.
Have the housewives left you, although you've worked for them during the war?
Some of them have, but the good principal ones keep to us. The good principal ones, well, you can call them good, you know, good customers.
Yes.
We look after them. We always have them. I looked after this chap's shop during the war.
I got
that.
it.
Having.
Thank you very much. I'll ask you a question first. Can you look at the camera? What do you think about the growers selling vegetables to the public direct?
Not much at all. I don't think it's at all fair, especially to the ratepayers and small shops of Croydon. They expect their rates when the rates come in. I don't know if they'll be able to pay them or not, especially taking all the trade down there. It's always bad enough this time of the year to sell stuff without being cut up with big stores. We've got stuff here as cheap as anybody.
Right. Well, can you tell us why you prefer to come and shop at Kennards?
I prefer it because the stuff is much fresher and we don't get the back of the stall picked out, which is half rotten. If you say anything, you get abused.
It's better than shopping at the general
Far
store.
better, far better.
What is the produce like?
Very good.
What?
Very good.
Cheap and beautiful and fresh.
I see, thank you. Can you hear it? When you want a few bananas, where do you go?
Up Surrey Street.
Surrey Street, yeah.
Of course you do. I know for a fact that the man that sends the stuff here, they refuse his stuff in Covent Garden Market. I know the firm he goes to, Eaton and Hoover.
That man will speak them.
No, I
can't
that's
talk
right.
to us.
No, it's all right.
I'll tell you, ladies. Molly, don't let you do it.
You see when stuff's a bit short what they do. See how much you'll get here.
Well, come, will you tell us that? Because it's good stuff.
That's now then, what are you going to say now?
Can you tell us the advantage of shopping with the Retail Growers Association compared with the store?
The freshness, and you don't get insulted if you get served in the back. We can see what we're getting. Somebody else say something now.
Thank
Go
you
on.
very much.
How much did you pay for those apples, lady?
What is the advantage about prices here?
Oh,
They're much cheaper than what they are in the shops.
If those apples, the same apples that lady's got, they're 4p a pound. You can go up Surrey Street and buy at 2p a pound. I'll go up and get her as many as she wants now. The marrows that they're buying 6p each, I'll go up Surrey Street now and buy off my own stall at 3p each.
Well, can you supply them all year round?
We do supply them all year round.
You don't think the Retail Growers Association will be able to do it?
Of course they won't. No,
Not
never
at
be able to uphold it.
Not at the prices at the
No.
present moment.
That's what we
What did you say?
Never starve.
What did you
I say if they keep open for 20 years, us stallholders will still keep living.
We're not out to squash you. We're out to get the best.
What we can eat. You know, the stuff going to Covent Garden, and then from Covent Garden you've got to get a profit. There's so many people to get a profit out of one lot of produce. I think that's
right,
it,
yes,
don't you?
that's a
You
lot
think this is a
more
good
than-
idea so that you can get the produce direct, do you?
Well, I think this is weighting things up a little bit, don't you?
I certainly think it's going to help.
I think it is. I mean, we're getting a better understanding, don't you think?
Oh, it will help.
It
It's
will
de-
help,
It definitely
yes.
will help.
I think
But-
it's not so much you as the middlemen. I think too many people get profits out of stuff they never see, never handle.
That's
I mean, I think that's it. I mean, the grower deserves a good profit, and the man who stands a stall or a shop deserves profit. He works all day long hard. But I think some of the people, I mean, are getting money out of these vegetables and fruit that have really no right to it. They're not working hard for it. I mean, they could cut a lot of the middlemen's profit out. Don't
Are
you
the
think
prices
so?
here less than at the stores?
Well, they have been, but I think the stalls have come down this last week. The quality is fresher, naturally, because you have to get yours from Covent Garden, haven't you?
That's right, but my only opinion why this stuff's cheap and you think that Surrey Street has gone cheaper
Yes.
is because within the last fortnight there's been such a glut of
That's
stuff.
the idea. There's been a glut,
I mean,
yes.
everything's been coming into Covent Garden Market and being thrown away.
Wasted,
Well, you can't
yes.
blame the farmer because he's getting more money this way.
Yes, instead of
But
wasting.
he don't give you no benefit because the stuff is definitely dearer here than what it is in Surrey Street now.
Yes.
My name? I am a grower representing those growers in the East Grinstead district who have decided that instead of ploughing our crops back into the land, as we've been told by the markets that we must do, we've decided to bring it direct to the public and offer it to them at prices that they can afford to pay. Prices also that will give us an opportunity of making a living out of the job that we've elected to do. We brought our stuff to Croydon. The chaotic marketing conditions of today have enforced our taking direct action and bringing our produce direct to the public. In this venture, which we think is going to grow into a national venture of the kind, because we hear news from all over the country that this spontaneous movement is growing, we've had great assistance from a big store in Croydon here, and personal assistance from Mr. Driscol, the managing director of this store.
Can you tell us how this scheme started?
Yes, my name is Driscol and I'm chairman and managing director. Shall I start off from the beginning again? My name's Driscol. I'm the chairman and managing director of Kennards of Croydon. I was very interested in reading of the grower who first took his lorry from East Grinstead and came to Croydon to sell his vegetables direct to the public. We sent down a representative down to interview him and offer him and other growers like him in the district space in our arcade at no rent, where they would be able to sell their vegetables direct to the public at fair prices. We have no financial interest, we take no rent or no part of the profits. The originator of this scheme, Mr. Addison, I might say is a dreamer. When I spoke to him, he said, all I want is to grow my vegetables, watch them come up. I don't want to be worried. I don't want to be a man like you, Mr. Driscol, to have to rush about and sell them. And so he is left alone now in his farm, and his growers are up doing this job on behalf of the growers. I'm sorry. Thank you. Can you tell the special stuff here in the winter?
And I would like to know if this farmer will fetch his stuff here in the winter.
We shall fetch it all the year round as long as conditions demand that we bring our stuff at reasonable prices direct to the public.
Well, what did you do with your stuff the last time when it was very dear, when us boys had to go to London to buy, to get 1 bag of potatoes, we had to buy 4 bags of cabbage at a ridiculous price, as much as 1 and 10 and 2 shillings a pound worth.
We know your difficulties, and they're all part of the crazy, chaotic conditions of marketing today. Something has got to be done about that marketing so that you and me can both live out of our produce and out of the work we put into selling it.
And do you think the people in there are getting a bargain? Cheaper than the market?
We think that those people are getting good stuff, grown properly, brought here under difficult conditions, but still sold at an economic price.
Well, a woman brought a cabbage in here the other day, and it worked out at 6p. And time she opened it, I think it worked out about 10p halfpenny a pound, with the worm and maggot in it.
Come in there now, buy...
Yes. Is it? If the woman was here who brought it back yesterday, I think there's some Food Federation people here that had the same cabbage, and they weighed it out themselves. We know you've had no rain for the cabbage. 4p. Yeah.
My short
it's
answer.
A cheap cabbage. It's cheap. It's a pound in the market. The same cabbage.
Of course, you've had to bring your prices down to meet proper prices.
We are still earning out of it at 2p a pound. Ridge cucumbers you can buy in Surrey Street at a penny and 3/8 each.
And now look here.
Eh?
I don't suppose these people want to go on here very much longer like this.
No.
You've got a job to do, I got a job to do,
Yes.
I've got to get back and sell this stuff.
We're going to go back and pick apples now.
Yes?
We're picking our own and selling them.
Well then, you're
And
coming down to... Cut Surrey Street to ribbons. We know it's been the cheapest market in England.
It
We
is
know
the
that.
cheapest market. They've got to pay for the roof over their head, haven't they?
Yes. They've got to pay for the roof over their head, but it doesn't cost them a shilling a pound on cucumbers to get it.
Oh, no, no.
Have you reduced your prices lately on the market?
No, no. We're about 3p a pound apples all the week. I think you're 4p now, aren't you?
Yeah.
We're
Top
about
grade apples,
4p.
4p, and they're worth
And when we
4p.
first started to pick apples, we was 4p a pound with them, cooking apples.
Yes.
And as you know, they took the control of eating apples.